Item 2 concerns the adoption of the agenda. Mr. Curtis, please present the provisional agenda of our meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Concerning the provisional agenda, which is document 2 of the documents, it includes some 23 items, some of which have some sub-items. It is indeed a full agenda, but all the items are there for a good reason. Items 2 to 4 and items 19, 20, and 22 are part of every committee session, and they are determined by the rules of procedure. A number of other items are inscribed on the agenda on the basis of specific decisions made by the previous session of the committee or by the General Assembly. All remaining items, such as the examination of nominations and periodic reports, are related to the articles of the Convention or to the provisions of the operational directives. All the documents were published online by the statutory deadline, which was 6th of November, meaning 4 weeks before the opening of this session, and this in accordance with Rule 42 of the Rules of Procedure of the Committee. There was one exception, which was the document 13, report of the Informal Ad Hoc Working Group, and this document was drafted by the group and published online on the 17th of November because the last meeting of this group took place only on the 23rd of October. The list of documents can be found in document Inf 2.2 Rev 5, and all documents have the code ITH/17/12com/ then the document number. For information documents, the number is preceded by INF. In a few cases, documents initially published may be supplemented by a corrigenda or addenda, or subject to a revision, a rev document or revised document. You will be informed of such cases so that you can refer to the latest versions. The agenda of this session, as I mentioned earlier, is found in Working Document 2. This 12th session of the committee will be a 6-day session. The timetable adopted by the Bureau at its meeting on 3rd of October in Paris can be found in document Inf 2.1. In accordance with the timetable approved by the Bureau, items will be examined in the sequence of their agenda numbers, with the exception of item 5A, placed after all items requiring a decision of the committee, that is following item 21. In this fashion, we can proceed with updating our report to the General Assembly to reflect decisions that would have been taken during the current session of the committee. We will then continue with the adoption of our report in the form of a list of decisions under item 22. The committee will meet every day from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and from 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. with a 2-hour lunch break. Please be reminded that the Bureau decided to extend the duration of the session from 5 to 6 days on the condition that the committee will hold no night sessions. Every morning from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., the Bureau will meet starting tomorrow in Hala Hall 3F to adjust the provisional timetable as may be needed. Observers are of course welcome to attend, so I repeat, what you are asked to adopt here is the agenda, but not the timetable. Mr. Chairperson, I remain at the disposal of the committee to answer any questions related to the provisional agenda should they arise, but I'd like to take a minute also to mention some side events which may be happening apart from our agenda. The NGO Forum is organizing their annual plenary meeting this evening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tomorrow, during the lunch break, from 1:15 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., there will be a roundtable discussion on intangible cultural heritage and tertiary education being convened by the International Information and Networking Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in the Asia-Pacific region, ICCAP, in collaboration with the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage section. For the attention of the media, there will be a press conference at 12:30 p.m. today in room 303, immediately after this session. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Dear members of the committee, it is clear that we have important issues to discuss during 6 days of our meeting, and we have to do with very tight schedule. I am therefore counting on your cooperation to keep your interventions brief. Dear colleagues, before we proceed further, I'd like to inform the committee about the way I intend to conduct our business. I'd like to invite the committee members to limit themselves in their remarks to the minimum time required and try not to take the floor more than twice in a single item. I am told that we have a timer which will be shown to indicate the length of each intervention. Members that would like to introduce written amendments to the draft decisions in the documents can do so by completing the relevant form. This is available both from the Secretariat and on the website of the Convention, on the page dedicated to the 12th session of the committee. You may also submit your written amendments electronically using the address shown on the form and now on the screens. During a general debate, after each item has been debated by the committee members, I will give the floor, if time allows, to observers. Please note that observers may be recognized during a general debate or after a decision has been taken, but may not intervene during discussions on draft decisions. Concerning the report of the evaluation body to the committee, and in particular item 11A, 11B, and 11C, 11D, and 11E, the committee will have 45 files to examine. The current plan is to dedicate 15 hours for doing so, the afternoon of Tuesday, 5 December, and the whole days of Wednesday, 6 December, and Thursday, 7 December. This means that the committee will have about 18 minutes per file on average. Due to this tight schedule, and in order to allow sufficient time for the committee to discuss each agenda item, the committee during the last 2 sessions adopted a working method to deal with this high number of nominations, allowing the efficient examination of these items. In the Bureau meeting on 3rd of October, we discussed the need to continue to ensure that debates proceed efficiently as far as nominations are concerned. Therefore, as I already informed you during the information and the exchange session that took place also on 3rd of October, and as communicated to you by the Secretariat on 20 November, the Bureau proposed that we continue with the working method adopted 2 years ago. As a general principle, the individual decisions concerning nominations to the list, requests for international assistance, and the proposals to the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices should be adopted without debate. Unless a committee member wishes to raise specific issues, those members of the committee wishing to discuss or amend specific draft decisions concerning nominations, requests, and proposals are invited to make this known in advance before tomorrow, Tuesday, 5 December, prior to the Bureau meeting scheduled at 9 a.m. This will allow the Bureau to better organize the time available for debating these items. Proposed amendments to the draft decisions or requests for debate should be sent by email to the address communicated to you by the Secretariat and shown now on the screens, or by completing the relevant form available from the Secretariat. As a consequence, we will be able to take it for granted that draft decisions on nominations for which no request for amendment or debate has been put forward can be proposed for adoption as a whole, instead of discussing them para by para. This will save time, allowing us to spend a longer time debating other nominations that deserve our attention. Of course, members of the committee will always be entitled to ask for the floor after reflection. We are merely trying to better organize the adoption of draft decisions in advance. Related to that, I will also like to discuss the procedure to be followed with regard to the 9 files for which the evaluation body proposes a dual system of draft decisions with 2 options. First, to refer the file to the submitting state due to the missing information as per the existing procedure. Second, to allow the state party concerned to provide evidence of the missing information at the committee meeting, so that it will not have to wait another 2 years to resubmit the nomination file and have it examined by the committee. As mentioned in its report, the evaluation body proposes this system exclusively in the case of files that would have been recommended for referral only because of the lack of factual information related to criterion R5, U5, and because the forms using a revised format for Section 5 were only made available as of the 2018 cycle. Following the publication of the report of the evaluation body, the Bureau discussed through an electronic consultation on the way to proceed with the examination of those 9 files. According to Rule 22.4 of the Rules of Procedure of the Committee, the Bureau wishes to open the debate on these 9 files and invites all the state concerned to provide the information to the questions raised by the evaluation body. Therefore, states that wish to do so can send to the Secretariat ICH amendment shown on the screen this additional information as of today. Information received by the Secretariat will be forwarded to all committee members as it comes in the original language of submission. We will send the document by email, and the printout will be made available in the plenary room on the desk of each committee members. Submitting states are encouraged to send information in writing and in both English and French. Sending the information in writing is important, as the documents sent to the Secretariat and examined by the committee during this session will be attached for the record to the nomination file concerned. During the examination by the committee of each of the 9 files, I will invite the representative of the state concerned to answer to the questions raised by the evaluation body. I hope you can all agree on this methodology. Any questions, any comments? I recognize the distinguished delegate of Cuba. Cuba, you have the floor.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Comme c'est la première fois que je prends la parole et je pense que c'est la première délégation qui le fait, je voudrais les féliciter pour votre élection et pour au Conseil exécutif et aussi pour votre président de ce comité. On veut les meilleurs souhaits pour son travail. Et nous sommes tout à fait d'accord avec l'esprit d'avancer le plus possible avec la grosse agenda de ces comités. Nous avons 23 points. J'espère qu'à différence que nous avons fait dans Éthiopie, on peut examiner tous les points de cette agenda. Et pour ça, est-ce que nous sommes d'accord avec quelques mesures pour avancer. Mais le plus important pour nous, c'est pouvoir faire les débats d'une façon correcte dans tous les sujets. Et les points concernant les inscriptions, c'est une question très sensible et je pense que si bien il y a une méthodologie de présenter par avance quelques événements, je pense que tous les États membres du comité ont le droit de prendre la parole pendant la décision du projet de décision. Et on ne peut pas regarder tout par avance qu'est-ce qui va passer dans une discussion concernant un élément, une inscription. Pour ça, ce que je demande votre indulgence pour donner cet espace à tous les États membres de pouvoir parler, de pouvoir prendre la parole avec l'esprit de pouvoir avancer le plus possible dans notre agenda. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, thank you, Delegate of Cuba. And now I give the floor to distinguished delegate of Senegal. You have the floor.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Je voudrais également, la délégation du Sénégal félicite et remercie très vivement la République de Corée pour la bonne organisation qui se ressent depuis Séoul. Une bonne prise en charge des délégués qui arrivent et la cérémonie d'hier également nous augure d'une très bonne session. Monsieur le Président, nous essaierons autant que faire se peut de respecter les recommandations pour une bonne organisation de la session en termes de gestion rationnelle des temps de parole, en termes également de respect un peu des normes qui guident les travaux. Je voudrais simplement attirer votre attention que le souci de tout le monde est d'arriver à des décisions consensuelles. Et pour cela, je suis d'accord avec vous qu'on peut prendre la parole une seule fois, mais si on est amené exceptionnellement à reprendre la parole dans le sens de chercher un consensus, accepter que ça puisse se faire. Je pense que c'est ça qui doit guider les travaux et pas autre chose. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Senegal. I now invite the distinguished delegate of Turkey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Let me also congratulate you personally as our chairperson of this committee meeting and for your hard work during 2017. We have full confidence in you and we know that you will bring successful discussions and outcomes from this committee meeting. We would also like to extend our deep appreciation and friendship to the people and the government of Korea and also to the Jeju Special Governance Office for its warm and generous hospitality, as well as the excellent conference facilities and logistical support, and also for the great opening that we had yesterday. Finally, let me also thank the Secretariat for the organization of this committee in a very successful manner. For this committee meeting, we would like to welcome the dual option that was put forward, which we believe will be exceptionally implemented by this committee only. Let me thank the evaluation body to propose such a working method for those files that lack factual information. I think we consider this as a way of increased dialogue between the concerned parties, the evaluation body, as well as the committee, and we find it very productive. As for the agenda, we want to propose to merge agenda item 12 and 13, as we believe they are linked together, and if we can preferably address agenda 13 before agenda 12, that will be even better for the better conduct of our business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Turkey. And any other comments or questions, interventions? I see none. Okay, thank you for your kind words of encouragement addressed to me and by delegate of Cuba, Senator Raima, and delegate from Senegal, Mr. Gay, and from Turkey, Ms. Emilie. Thank you so much. And please be assured regarding some of the concerns or some of the very constructive proposals raised by some delegate members. I'm a multilateralist, so please be assured I will give as many opportunities to all committee members based upon democracy and inclusiveness. And regarding some order of discussion, 12 and 13, we have a bureau meeting tomorrow, and we will take very good note of your very constructive proposals. Having said this, let's move to the decision. I'd like to invite the UNESCO's Deputy Chief of Security for United Nations Coordination, Ms. Mary Mon, to say a few words. Please, Ms. Mon, join us to the podium.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Distinguished delegates, dear colleagues and friends, good morning. My name is Mary Monet, and I am the Deputy Chief of Security at UNESCO and the Security Advisor for this event. I have the privilege to be with you for the duration of this conference. The current security level in the entire Korean peninsula is low. Allow me to reassure you that we have worked very, very hard with the host country and who have put a great deal of energy and effort into putting all the necessary measures in place to assure a safe and secure conference and committee meeting. I would like to sincerely thank them at this point, the Republic of Korea and also the Governorate of Jeju. In any case, if you need assistance or you require support, please do not hesitate to contact me. I am located at the UNESCO Secretariat on the 5th floor of this conference building. For your information, there is a first aid post located on the 3rd level, which is the ground floor, if necessary. Allow me at this point to remind you that your personal security remains an individual responsibility. Personal behavior plays an important role in personal safety, and risk can be minimized by using best judgment and by respecting local culture. Please do not leave your personal belongings unattended. Please do not remove any item from the conference center. Hand it in to the information desk at the ground floor level. It remains for me to say that it's an honor to serve you. UNESCO cares, and your security is our priority. Wishing us all the very best success at this 12th committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Monet, for your reassuring words. Let us move now to the decision. Please refer to document 2 and its draft decision in para 1. Can we see it on the screens? May I ask the committee to adopt draft decision 12.com2 as shown on the screens? Seeing no objections, I therefore declare decision 12.com2 adopted.